ride in the wheelbarrow in your mind. Take me all around to the thinking places where you spend your time. Ain't no place I'd rather go. You're a funny little critter and I love you so. And I wanna take a ride in the wheelbarrow in your mind. I come and sit down with me in a rocking chair. Coffee pot is nice and hot. We can sit in our underwear. Tell me about the dreams you had last week, swimming all around with the fish in the sea. Come and sit down with me in a rocking chair. For a couple of days or even just an afternoon. They're looking up and we're looking down. We can wave to the people in my hometown now. Come on, baby, let's fly up to the moon. Yeah, I wanna take a ride in the wheelbarrow in your mind. Take me all around to the thinking places where you spend your time. Ain't no place I'd rather go. You're a funny little critter and I love you so. And I wanna take a ride in the wheelbarrow in your mind. Yeah, I wanna take a ride in the wheelbarrow in your mind.
got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being with me. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77 Jesse, Jesse, Jesse. It's Tuesday again already. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And you can also listen to the show on your phone or iPad. If you're busy and can't watch it, sit and watch it live. You can podcast anywhere in the world. You can listen to it on your iPhone or iPad and continue what you're doing by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us on rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson and cozy.tv/JLP. And we're also JLP Talk on X. On X. Better known, or at one time known as whatever, Twitter, or whatever. So, and to donate and have your comments read out loud, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. All right? And on Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App as well. So it is Tuesday. And every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday.
All my thoughts, well, they've all been lies. They let me down every single time because the devil's been making homes inside my head. The good, the bad, the glad, the sad. If I could let them all go and give them to God, well, maybe he'd take this anger from my soul. And I'd shine like a light that's too bright to see. And I could lean on God so he could lean on me. Forgiveness, righteous, perfect peace.
Amazing. 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 Country and Western Tuesday. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Oh, I didn't give my biblical question for this week. The biblical question this week is, why do you judge other people's strength against your weakness? Why do you judge other people's strength against your weakness? amazing. A spiritual battle, good versus evil. And believe me, Grandpa tell me about the good old days. Human beings are wicked and evil now. Evil is completely controlling them, and they don't know it, but they think that's normal. What the? Evil. And I've said over and over again that we are losing the country. I've lost my country. And it seems to be happening in all of the Western countries. The countries that were built by Christians. And they became amazing countries. And the non-Christian countries are S-hole countries. And the people in those S-hole countries are working overtime to get to the nice, decent, good Christian countries and destroy them. It's not like they're coming to make them better. They see something nice on the other side of the road, and they want to go over and destroy it. And the interesting thing is about it, because of the ego nature, our government, the media, and others are helping them to do it because they want to stay in so-called power and wealth. And my country is gone. I was talking to a couple of veterans the other day, and they felt disappointed that they went and fought for their country, and this is the results of what they fought for. Freedom being taken away, Second Amendment, everything just screwed up. Illegal aliens coming from everywhere, and they didn't want to totally accept that it's over for the country, that America is no longer the land of the free. And they were disappointed that they had fought for this country, and I totally understand it. They would tell me about how bad the military is today. On the inside of it, it's just weak and pathetic, and there are people who are running the military who are desperately trying to weaken it. It's not like it's happening by accident. You know how things sometimes happen, you just don't see it, and it's an accident sometimes. But these people are in our own country, my country, these people are deliberately trying to and not just trying to, but weaken and destroy the country. It's amazing to see it. It's mind-blowing to see it. It really, really is. And a lot of people don't even know because they watch the liberal media for the most part, CNN and MSNBC and other liberal media. They don't check out the conservative media at all. They don't even know what's happening at the borders. They don't know when you tell them, well, you know, we're being flooded with illegal aliens every day. They don't believe it. I even had someone tell me it was Trump's fault. When Trump didn't finish the wall, so why didn't Joe Biden finish it? They won't let him, they say. And they're like convinced of that. And that's why I say you can't, it's a waste of time to try to prove anything to anyone. It's a waste of time. Either you see it or you don't. And in our country today, in my country, people don't see. They take evil as a game. and they are coming from everywhere. And believe me, it ain't going to end up pretty. And they're not coming for jobs. They're not coming for better opportunities. They're coming now because they're invited to come, and they're getting free stuff. What a sad way to live. Fox is reporting that a train out of Mexico heading toward the U.S. borders was packed with migrants who could be heard cheering while hanging off the side of the cars. Watch this from X. Coming to America. A free ride. That's amazing. So for those who are not watching it live, but you're listening, it's just train boxes of people cheering on, having fun. They're not trying to hide it now because the law said, come on down. The government said, come on down. We're going to give you all a driver's license and everything. And I want you to take note that the Republican representatives, they're not doing anything about anything. They're letting all this happen. And they are pretending that to go after Hunter Biden is more important than anything else. And they pat themselves on the back every day when they think they found that Hunter got this money or that money, while real issues are not being dealt with at all. But they go and they hold a little press conference, they get on TV shows, and they talk about the Bidens. While our country is being destroyed, the Republican representatives are not trying to stop anything from happening. They are in agreement with it. We now officially have a one government, and it's all liberal. The Democrats and the Republicans are the same. The money's still going to Ukraine. They're not stopping that. They act like they don't, some of them pretend they don't want it, but it's happening. You got all these illegal aliens coming to our country, and they're doing nothing about it. I don't even think they talk about it a lot. But they're so proud, like if Hunter Biden and Joe Biden went to prison for life, if that happened, how's that going to stop all the mess that's happening in the country? Why not fix those things first? And if you don't have anything else to do and you need something to bring on a feeling, all for the feel of it, then go and mess with and try to get Hunter Biden and all them. But why not stop the illegal aliens? Why not bring back jobs and cut back on tax? Why not take care of the real deal? Bring back the police. All these people just coming into our country and our tax dollars are taking care of them. They're not coming here because they want to work. They're not coming for a better life. They're coming for a free life. These are not just some poor people under stress in their country and they want to go to America. They're like refugees. These are not refugees. These are illegal aliens. And the Republicans do nothing about it. And as quiet as it kept, the Republicans want to keep Trump out too. They want to keep him out. They don't want them there because they don't want someone to come in that's going to make the country better. And I was thinking about the Great White Hope the other day in that he doesn't have to run for president, and he'll be just fine. He can just go and play golf all day and have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, whatever he does, travel, whatever. But he has decided that America needs help. Our country needs help. And they're trying to lock him up. They're trying to destroy the man. He got to go through all these trials while trying to save America. And he doesn't have to be doing it. And they hate him. And yet, he loved the country enough to deal with all that when he doesn't really have to. Because if he went away and didn't run, they wouldn't bother him anymore. He wouldn't be a threat to them. Because they know if he was the Great White Hope, Donald Trump was in the White House, these illegal aliens would not be coming over here just for votes. And Foster's reported that video shows hundreds of migrants from countries as far as China released onto San Diego streets. Watch this from Fox.
Here you go. You got people coming in now. Take a look at this. A lot of young adult men being let through now. So every person who was just let through is appears to be a single adult male. Brian, if we can turn around really quick. ¿De dónde son?
Ghana.
Ghana. You're from Ghana. Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Haiti.
You're from Haiti.
Yeah.
Brazil. You're from Brazil. Got it. Okay. So it sounds like we got a mix of Haitians, somebody from Ghana, saying they want to live here in the United States. Some speak English, some speak Spanish. So what you're looking at is 3 unmarked white Border Patrol buses. They pull up and they start releasing several hundred illegal immigrants to city streets and sidewalks in San Diego across from a transit terminal. And there was a remarkable exchange between one migrant and a Border Patrol agent as he asked the agent, "Hey, am I okay to travel to Chicago?" And the agent says, "Yep, you're good to go." Take a listen.
You're free to go all anywhere you want. You're free to.
Okay, it's no problem if I go to Chicago.
Anywhere you want. You're free.
You can go wherever you want. You're free. Oh, there's no problem. Telling the illegal alien. Oh, you can go. Oh, so can I go to Chicago? Am I okay to go? Oh, you can go where you want. You're free. Did you ever imagine that that would be happening in America? That we now have an enemy within. We're being destroyed from within. Oh, you're free. And if you notice, they were all men right there. Military age adult men. What do you think going to happen to the country? And our own government have set it up where if you're an American citizen, you can't defend yourself from these people. Break-in, carjacking, stealing cars, crime. Snatching women's purses while they walk down the road. What a mess, huh? And you still think the country coming back? Why not face it so you can work on yourself and not be afraid in this country? Because a lot of American citizens are afraid now. They literally have fear, and they're afraid. They're afraid to go out of their homes. They told the illegal alien, you're free to go. You're free. You can go wherever you want. You are free to go wherever you want. To the illegal alien now. I remember seeing this kind of stuff on videos we used to play. It was happening in other parts of the world, not in our country. I never imagined that this could happen here, because I've seen it happen in Europe, where the people were coming from the Allahu Akbar people going into the European countries, and they were reporting how they were raping girls and all kinds of stuff was happening. I never thought that could happen here. And don't let anyone tell you, because they're lying, these are asylum seekers. They're not. They're coming here for free stuff. They don't even have to pretend they're asylum seekers. They got, can we play the last album? Again, this is from Fox. This video shows hundreds of so-called migrants, I say illegal aliens, they say migrants, from countries as far as China, released onto San Diego streets. Watch this from Fox. Watch this guy, am I free to go? Can I go over to Chicago? How does he know about Chicago? Watch this.
Here you go. You got people coming in now. Take a look at this. A lot of young adult men being let through now. So every person who was just let through is appears to be a single adult male. Brian, if we can turn around really quick. ¿De dónde son? Ghana. You're from Ghana. Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Haiti.
You're from Haiti.
Yeah.
Brazil. You're from Brazil. Got it. Okay, so it sounds like we got a mix of Haitians, somebody from Ghana, saying they want to live here in the United States. Some speak English, some speak Spanish. So what you're looking at is 3 unmarked white Border Patrol buses. They pull up and they start releasing several hundred illegal immigrants to city streets and sidewalks in San Diego across from a transit terminal. And there was a remarkable exchange between one migrant and a Border Patrol agent as he asked the agent, "Hey, am I okay to travel to Chicago?" And the agent says, "Yep, you're good to go." Take a listen.
You're free to go anywhere you want. You're free to.
Okay, it's no problem if I go to Chicago. Anywhere you want.
Amazing, huh? It's over. And just to think, the children that are born today, this is what they are being born into. They're not going to know about America when it was amazing. It kind of reminds me of when I was growing up, the blacks, most of the blacks, not all, but most, were independent thinkers. They worked hard. They believe in family. They believe in the order of God and Christ, Christ and man, man over woman, women over children. They loved the family. They didn't blame white folks. They didn't think about white people being superior to them, so it wasn't called white supremacy. And the blacks did well. They bought land. They started businesses. They taught us to do the same thing, because they didn't tell you there were obstacles in your way. They just said, get out there and live. Work and take care of yourself. And the generation of young black people today, they don't believe that's true. They have believed the lies about Jim Crow and slavery and systemic racism, and they don't believe that black people used to be free at one time, independent individuals, and not into this black thing. They simply do not believe it. They've been lied to over and over again. They have torn down statues and monuments of great people who founded and created the greatest country. And so they don't believe it. They believe every white person is a racist. That's what's going to happen now to the generation just being born. They're not going to believe there used to be a great America. So how can it return? They voted in New York, I believe, I could be wrong, but New York, I think, about tearing down more of the statues of the great white men who founded and created the greatest country. Fought for it. They're erasing all history that are true and bringing in a false history. And this is not just happening in America, it's happening in all of the European countries, the Christian countries. I want you to check out this headline from Unheard. Hassan's going to read it, I think.
Britain is turning into South Africa. From schools to prisons, our state is crumbling.
Amazing. Britain is turning into South Africa. Same thing is happening over there. The illegals are flowing in. It's so interesting to me, though, in that the European countries, it took strength and determination to build those countries, right? All of the European, including America. And yet, the white people just kind of sit back and let it happen. They don't stand up and say, no, it's not going to happen. The white men especially. I could see the women doing it because of the weakness of the woman, but the men, they know the truth. They know that they created the greatest country because of Christianity, the help of God. And they know it, but they just let these people come in and just destroy it. And these people are coming from S-hole countries. They're going to destroy America. They don't know how to make it better. Look what they're doing in Chicago and other places here. You're letting the people of color with no love destroy your own countries. It's happening everywhere. So the whole world is becoming a mess. And the Christians are waiting for the end time. They are waiting to be taken up. One day, someday, by and by. It's in Italy. It's everywhere. CNN is reporting that. So Italy is a little small place. It ain't that big. But CNN is reporting that 7,000 people arrived on Italian island of 6,000. So it's only 6,000 living there, but 7,000 illegal came, according to this report. As migrant crisis overwhelmed Lampedusa. Watch the compilation.
Off a tiny Sicilian island in flimsy boats, migrants from North Africa keep coming. More than 7,000 have arrived in just 3 days, overwhelming the island of Lampedusa and its population of just 6,000 people.
Lampedusa's migrant reception centre is overwhelmed and overflowing. Designed to handle 400 people, it was housing an estimated 4,000 people on Wednesday.
As Europe tries to control the influx, those arriving continue to see this land as their new best hope. This man wants to live in France. I've come here to help my family. I'm going to help my family, he said. The Pope in his Sunday address called the migrant situation a difficult challenge that must be faced together, he said, for the future of us all.
A dumb Pope. It's not a difficult challenge. Just send them back. Put the wall up. Put the military around the board and stop it. If y'all doubt me as to what's going to happen, you better talk to the whites over in South Africa. 888-7753-773. A quick break. Back in a moment. Your phone calls and super chats. Crazy, huh?
Except this clanging deep regret.
Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing.
I live down the road from Buddy's barroom. I got a running tab, it's done run away. Sometimes I think I'm whistling past the graveyard. Last night I got so drunk, I didn't even know my name. But the beer's cold and the music's always playing. And the jukebox is the best there is in town. Set you free at a happy hour. Country songs.
So this Thursday is the third Thursday of the month. Ladies Forum at 7 p.m. Ladies for ladies only. Every third Thursday night for ladies only. First Thursday night for men. Sunday morning for everybody and their mama. And so come on down, ladies, for the Women's Forum this Thursday. The Hake report is coming up at 9 a.m. The Hake, H-A-K-E report.com. The Hake report.com from 9 to 11 a.m. And every Tuesday, Joel Friday TV, right after the Hake report at 11 a.m. every Tuesday. He'll be at 11 a.m. And then at 12 noon Pacific time, the one, the only American Anchor Baby at 12 noon. A busy day today. So check them out. You will not regret it. And for personalized shout-outs, you can go to Cameo, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, CAMEO, for encouragement shout-outs, birthdays, congratulations, weddings, or just plain old shout-out. Go to Cameo, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. I want to just finish up this about all these illegal aliens entering into the Western world that was founded and built by white Christian men and how they're being destroyed. You got to think about this for a minute. These people are coming from countries that they didn't do anything over there but destroy them. How will they make it better when they go to the Western world? They don't know how to do anything. And we showed you over in Italy, the Italian island of 6,000 people. According to the report, 7,000 illegal aliens arrived there from Africa. What a mess! And the white people feed them when they come, and they give them water. White people, why are you feeding them? Why are you giving them water when they arrive? They're getting everything else free. You're making them uncomfortable. And they're going to turn on you. They're going to turn on you. What a mess. I want to show that CNN report again. 7,000 people arrived on Italian island of 6,000 as migrant crisis overwhelmed Lampedusa. Watch this compilation again. It's hard to believe, but it's real. Watch this.
Off a tiny Sicilian island in flimsy boats, migrants from North Africa keep coming. More than 7,000 have arrived in just 3 days, overwhelming the island of Lampedusa and its population of just 6,000 people.
Lampedusa's migrant reception centre is overwhelmed and overflowing. Designed to handle 400 people, it was housing an estimated 4,000 people on Wednesday.
As Europe tries to control the influx, those arriving continue to see this land as their new best hope. This man wants to live in France. I've come here to help my family. I'm going to help my family, he said. The Pope in his Sunday address called the migrant situation a difficult challenge that must be faced together, he said, for the future of us all.
Why he lived behind a gated fence, the Pope. Who need the Pope? The Pope is weak. Beta Pope. And just think, that island now will become Africa. It will become a hood. It will become a hood. They're going to turn on the white folks that live there and turn it into a hood. And the white people feed them, give them water when they arrive. They should have made those folks stay out there on the boat, not even let them touch the land. They were out there on those little raft thing that they had built, I guess. But no, they bring them on in. Y'all come on now, beat us up, rob us. They'll bring their enemies in. And according to Citizen Free Press, African migrants in Lampedusa are now building roadblocks as a protest against Italian authorities. Watch this from local term. Does it look like Africa already? Amazing. So they're now building roadblocks against the people that live there who are trying to go there and deal with the situation. But the wife let them in. They went out on the water and insisted them, y'all come on in. Amazing, huh? I don't know what happened to the whites, but they used to be strong in the good old days. How do you think America became America? Super chat. Super chat. Amazing.
Morning.
Good morning.
Over on D Live, Coffee Talk with Sandra gave a diamond saying, how do you deal with jealousy? Asking.
Is she jealous? In herself or in other people?
I assumed that she was talking about it within herself.
Who asked the question?
Coffee Talk with Sandra.
Coffee Talk with Sandra. I'm not clear if you're asking if you have it or is someone else. Can you make that a little clearer? I appreciate it, though. Thank you.
Riley JM says, James Hake is on fire. Somebody called the fire department.
That's right.
That was a coffee.
Thank you.
Base Nation these are from yesterday. Base Nation on Rumble gave a Rumble rant.
You gotta know how to rumble.
If I lived closer to California, I would totally offer to take care of Hassan's dog and make him into something useful. like a pair of gloves. Whoa.
Oh, that's funny.
Cruella de Vil.
I disavow. Cruella.
Amazing. Thank you.
Beta No More bought a coffee. Now that I know I can't save anyone but myself, is it a waste of time to pray for others? Am I praying to the devil? Example, what if I pray to God to heal a family member that is sick? Isn't that a waste of time since God knows my heart and obviously knows the future?
The way you pray for others is just wish all people well. In your heart, don't want revenge. Don't be angry. You just wish them well, and then whatever is meant to be will happen. Whatever God's will is for them will happen. That's how you pray. But if you pray to make them well, they can end up destroying you because you don't know what's in their hearts. All right? So just wish everybody well, even your enemy. Amazing. Thank you.
Riley JM bought a coffee. When I was about 10 years old, all the way up to 16, I used to have dreams about caves. I would enter this cave, but only walk about 10 to 20 feet inside. It was dark, and I was scared to go any further.
I was just so scared.
Sometimes I would have a little light with me, but I couldn't see very far. I would stay in the cave for a little bit. I wouldn't, admittedly, walk outside the cave and into the light. I had these dreams a lot. I would hear voices in the cave, too. I didn't know what they said. I would hear someone or something walking around in the cave. I could never see clearly what was going on in that cave. It was interesting.
I had a dream. I had an awful dream. Thank you.
Someone bought 4 coffees. I'm still not understanding how the habits will disappear. I have the addiction right with me whenever I want and no end to my supply. I'm supposed to wait till the wanting goes before I do it, but I feel the wanting for it all the time. All caps, right? I know I am listening to the false self, and so far there is no end in sight. Thank you for helping me. America, Trump 2024.
Amazing. Thank you. Just hopefully, you know what I've been realizing for a long time now, and starting to realize even more, is that people don't realize I can't help you. No other human being can help another human being. That's why you have to stay awake, stay conscious, stay present, and in staying present, the Father is taking care of the enemy within. But you got to do the silent prayer, and during the day, practice bring your body back, your mind back to your body, and just you got to practice being aware, and you'll see what to do. You'll have help because it's spiritual. There's nothing any human beings can do about it. Zero. But you got to do the prayer. You got to commit because you got to stay present, stay awake, stay aware, stay conscious. All right? I wish you well. Thank you.
Delilah Sion bought a couple of coffees. First one, it's true. Who should watch TV now? Nobody should. I only watch Matlock, Space 1999, the old Desperate Housewives series, Donkey Kong, and old cartoon shows. I'm a kid at heart. LOL, lots of laughs.
Amazing. Thank you.
It's a lot. Anyway, Delilah Sion bought a coffee. Jesse, I feel like it's the women who run the world these days, from owning truck businesses. Everywhere you look, they're in management positions. It's so unattractive when I see a man being ordered by a woman, and he's afraid of mama. Ew.
Well, that's for sure. The women are running the world, and look at it. A mess. And it's going to get worse. I pity the soul. When I say I pity, meaning that you're going to have it rough, that don't overcome the fallen state. You're not going to be able to handle it. You got to overcome it if you want to be able to live in this wicked world around you. Human beings are evil, right? So you got to be overcome evil within yourself because it's going to get worse. Thank you, Sion. You're right.
Shout out to the top contributors yesterday on D Live, Coffee Talk with Sandra, Mav Angel, Kid Combo 1 of all people, Nice. Enoch Bear, 87 Bear, Games for Rec, Savage Pitbull, Powers That Bear, Mr. Nargis, D-Clow, and Potleaf. Appreciate you guys for the lemons, ice creams, and diamonds. Sweet.
Nice. Thank you.
Dwayne Wright bought a coffee this morning or last night saying, Jesse, you say that when Jesus is not coming back to judge the world, if so, then how do you explain Revelations?
Amazing.
You explain it as amazing. There's your answer, Dwayne Wright.
I don't know what they mean. How do I explain it?
Because Revelations says something to the effect that about Jesus coming back or something.
But he has come back.
Nice. So you explain it as Revelations has already happened.
Yeah.
All right.
And be careful when people tell you that it's going to happen tomorrow. They cause you to look to a future that doesn't exist. The future is now. Always will be now. Always is now. I wouldn't be sitting around waiting for revelation. Everything is already taken care of. It's done. But whatever you decide, I understand. I wish you well. Thank you.
So you're saying that more yet may happen, more yet will happen, I guess.
More yet is going to happen. Look at the world. You see those sound bites I played?
More from Revelation, though?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It is going to. It's happening.
Yep. Nice.
And the Christians are waiting.
Yeah, I think they're assuming that they understand something. They jump into conclusions about what it's saying.
And the thing about it, they're waiting in fear and trembling. They're scared. They don't know it's already done. And it's going to get worse out there because the human heart is evil. Amazing. Thank you.
Justin Childers bought you a coffee. I just watched the Fallen State episode with the Mormon comedian / lawyer. Oh, yeah, that guy. That poor man can't even have a cookie without his wife getting out of bed to argue about gluten. What the? I can't believe grown men are living like that in hell.
Yeah, it's a mess.
That's right. He was sneaking around because she was gluten-free. The whole house was gluten-free. He snuck around and got a gluten cookie. And she detected it. He was funny.
Can you imagine being a man and you living in your own home with your wife in fear? You're afraid of your own wife, and that's normal to you. Talk about revelation. Amazing. Thank you. Check out the fallerstate.tv. Last week, I talked to a young lady who was an amazing conversation. Amy Ichikawa.
Right.
And it was mind-blowing conversation.
AMIE Ichikawa.
Yeah, check it out.
That was episode 328 that just this past week.
The fallerstate.tv.
And he was referring to Wes Austin, episode 314 from 3 months ago.
Wow.
Lawyer and stand-up comedian. White. Supposedly white. I don't know. I disavow him. No, he's funny. He had a good attitude. Raul G bought a coffee. Big Mama didn't just eat up all the tamales. She ate the whole enchilada, too.
Big Mama Michelle.
Justin Childers bought yet another coffee. My wife is like Trump's. She came from Europe and followed all the rules. She did the background check to make sure she wasn't a criminal. She did the medical examination to make sure she wasn't bringing some disease into America. 2 years later, she had to interview with immigration to make sure she was still following the rules. Those people pouring in illegally don't do any of that.
Yeah.
Who knows how many diseases and criminals are coming in? Who knows where they go and what they do? It's insane.
It's crazy, and it's going to get worse. Read Revelation. It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
What a mess. They're not even allowing white people to come in. It's all of the handicapped people. The ones that come in with open hands for free stuff.
Terrible.
Did you see those sound bites this morning? I know you're running around busy.
Yeah, I saw the one with the open top train cars, just endless hordes of these people. No human is illegal. Yes, they are. They're human and they're illegal.
And real illegal. The real
Or they
deal.
should be if they're not. I don't know. They manipulate the law so badly.
They're illegal, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And thank you, guys. I do believe that's all for now.
Thank you all. I appreciate it. Amazing. Thank you all very much for helping us to help others. I do appreciate it. Let me go to Jason out of Buffalo, New York. Jason, welcome. Hold on. Let me know when Jason is ready. But let me go to a first-time caller, Fernando out of Florida. Fernando, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Jesse!
Hey, Fernando, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm so happy that you finally answered the phone. And I just want to tell you that I'm an immigrant myself. I used to be a long-time Democrat, right? But then the white grape hope came through. And first, I would like to say that I do agree with everything you're saying. This is going to get worse. And the attack on the white man and the Christians is all going to blow up. They're going to take this country back. And you know what? I'm going to be right by them. There's people that raid other countries. They feel like they owe them. Like this country owes them.
Yeah.
Just like here too in the USA. They come over illegally and then they come here demanding rights, demanding, we need this, we need that. When they should be here trying to rebuild this country and make it better.
Well, they shouldn't even let the illegals in, period. They need to put walls around the borders to make sure they don't come in. And once we clean up the mess, then they can if they need them, we don't need them, but if they let people come in that has some type of trade or something, maybe through the front door, but not even that at this point.
Yes, I agree. It's so crazy. When I'm trying to do my citizenship, I have to pay over $1,500.
Yeah.
But mind you, USCIS are bringing the Haitians, the Ukrainians for free. So I got to pay for citizenship, and all these people are coming in free, and they get food stamps, cash advance, they get all this stuff. Meanwhile, I have to pay.
They get cell phones. And I saw
the Obama phone.
I saw a brief report this morning that in Texas they have like open land there. The illegals are buying up land. They're buying property there in Texas. And according to the report, I don't know if it's true, that the drug lords have already bought up a lot of the land or some land there in Texas as well. It's going to get worse before it gets better. That's for sure.
Yeah, I agree. But we need Trump back. We need him ASAP.
If ever we needed the great white hope, Donald Trump, we need him now. Thank you, Fernando. I appreciate it. I got to take a break. 2 more hours to go. 888-77-53773. Quick break. Hake coming in with the hate news, not the fake news. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
A whole lot a mess going on in the world, as you heard earlier this hour on the Jesse Lee Peterson Show with the news. This is the end of hour one of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It's Tuesday, September 19th, 2023, AD or AD 2023. Stay tuned for hour two. Jesse Lee will be right back to your calls and more great stories. But first, Hake News, not fake news. You can be calling in right now. There is one line open, okay? There is one line open, so call in right now while Hake is reading. The 5 Americans released from Iranian detention landed in Washington, D.C. area today, according to the commie nonsense network CNN, capping a significant diplomatic breakthrough, they say, after years of complicated indirect negotiations between the U.S. and Iran, which do not have formal diplomatic ties. U.S. and Iran don't. The 5, all of whom had been designated by the U.S. as wrongfully detained, were freed as part of a wider deal that includes the U.S. unfreezing $6 billion in Iranian funds. Oh, so we're giving them billions more, like Obama did. Remember that? All that cash from the plane? I don't know. I don't remember the story that well. Biden administration officials have stressed that the funds can be used by Iran only for humanitarian purchases, that in each transaction will be monitored by the U.S. Treasury Department. Ooh. 3 of the Americans, listen to these American names, Imad Shargi, Morad Tabaz, and Sayamak Namazi. Nice American names, had been imprisoned for more than 5 years. Wow. Well, we wish them well. Spoiled auto strike. I'm calling them spoiled, okay. Commie Nonsense Network CNN reports negotiations between the big 3 automakers and the United Auto Workers, so-called workers, are heating up as UAW President Sean Fain and more said more strikes could happen Friday. Ford's already grappling with a strike by more than 3,000 of its U.S. employees, shut down a major assembly plant in Michigan a few days ago. UAW also decided to go at strike after all 3 unionized automakers, as you already know, GM, Ford, Stellantis, which makes Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram brands. However, the union decided to strike only one assembly plant at each company, having 12,700 members walk out while most of the 145,000 members of the companies remained on the job. Oh, if we don't make serious progress by noon on Friday, September 22nd, the day after the Women's Forum, by the way. Women's Forum is 3rd Thursday of the month. That is September 21st, 2023 AD, 7 p.m. at Bond in Los Angeles. Rebuildingtheman.com/events. But anyway, back to the strike. More locals will be called on to stand up. And he capitalized the S and the U in stand and up and join the strike. That's at Sean, S-H-A-W-N. Not the based Sean, not the Sean the producer, S-E-A-N, of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. This is Sean Fain, F-A-I-N. He warned that on Monday. And the GOP debate. Trump's not going. Our greatest president will skip the second Republican presidential primary debate in California next week. Deliver remarks to union members in Detroit instead. Nice, Trump. Get those unions. According to a source familiar with his plans, his primetime speech will serve as a counter-programming to the September 27th debate at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library up in, I forget where. Maybe it's down that way. I forget. Trump has maintained a large lead in national and early state primary polls, skipped the first GOP primary debate in Milwaukee last month. Like the first debate, Republican candidates must meet certain donor and polling thresholds to make the debate stage. Participants also need to sign a pledge committing to supporting the eventual Republican nominee, which Trump has refused to do. Based. Nice. I wonder if Larry Elder will get in or if he's still trying. That would be great. Immigration. El Paso is on the cusp of a third wave of migrant arrivals, illegal invaders, as local shelters are over capacity. Very communist, right? A local nonprofit official told Commie Nonsense Network 1,200 encounters a day is what they're getting. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
got to stand up strong. Think the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-773-773, 888-77-JESSE. My biblical question for this week. The biblical question, it is a doozy. Why do you judge other people's strength against your weakness? Why do you judge other people's strength against your weakness? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And you can podcast all of the shows all the time. And let's say you're busy, you can't watch right now. You got to go work out, you're making breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're sending the kids off to public school because you hate them. You don't want to stay home and raise them. You could be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. Follow us on Instagram, Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram, and JLP Talk on X. JLP Talk on X. Like, follow, ring the bell, and subscribe, and blah, blah, blah. All right? Amazing. Thank you. And don't forget to donate and have your comments read out loud. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. And Bond JLP on Cash App. Bond JLP on Cash App. All right. Some of you ask me, well, how do we donate to my nonprofit? You have to go to rebuildingtheman.com/donate. rebuildingtheman.com/donate. So it is, and thank you, folks, it's Tuesday. And every Tuesday, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days, right? Every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday. Yeehaw!
All my thoughts, well, they've all been lies. They let me down every single time because the devil's been making homes inside my head. The good, the bad, the glad, the sad. If I could let them all go and give them to God, well, maybe he'd take this anger from my soul. And I'd shine like a light that's too bright to see. And I could lean on God so he could lean on me. Forgiveness, righteous, perfect peace.
Amazing song. Amazing. 888-7753-773. So this shirt was designed by Hassan, the talented Hassan, the host of Wow Hassan every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. An expert on the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. And the audio engineer. Amazing. Nice. Let me go to Tom out of New York. Tom, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing?
All is well, Tom.
Yes, I wanted to call in just kind of share what's been going on. You know, I found you about a month and a half ago. I immediately went out, forgave my mother, and I've been working the silent prayer every morning, every night, without fail. And things have just been really, really, really great. And so, you know, what happened last night, I wanted to share and just kind of see what you think. I went to my parents' house with my wife and my daughter, and we had dinner. And my sister, she's around 29. She still lives there, and they don't really know what I've been, you know, that I've been doing this, and they don't really understand what's going on. But they're kind of like they kind of know something's changed with me. You know?
Right.
And but because I haven't, you know, went to like kind of shove it down their throats, you know, because
nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to push anything on anybody, and so anyway, but I would love for them to know, you know what I mean? Because you know that'd be great if they could, you know, follow along as well. But so anyway, we're just sitting there and in the living room after dinner, and my sister starts talking about some problems. She has like bad anxiety. She's like 29 years old. She's like afraid to drive like 30 minutes away from the house, and she starts talking about it, and it just came over me like in the moment it was not planned. It just like the words just kind of came over me to say. I'm like, Gina, do you understand that this is not normal? What's going on with you? And like I started speaking the truth, like what I believe in the right way, and my mom and my dad, everyone's antennas started going up. They're like, what's going on here? You know, normally chaos would break out once I spoke the truth, you know? And, so anyway, I'm talking to my sister and I'm telling her, and she starts, I'm like, this is not normal what you're going through. And, you know, the fact that you live here isn't, and, you know, mom and dad are keeping you here. They're overprotect, you know, they're being overprotective and they're telling you it's love, but it's really not.
Yeah.
And I just started going this, and she was like resistant, you know, and she's like, well, I'm afraid, you know, I'm on, she's a therapist. I'm like, and she has anxiety medicine, all this stuff. So I was like, do you realize that that's not helping you? You've been doing it since you're a little girl because mom and dad didn't know any better what to do with you. And it has never helped you. And it just started coming over me, Jesse. And the beautiful thing was, you know, that she was resistant, but she started listening. And she's like, so you're saying the solution is I need to move out of the house? I'm like, no, that's not the solution. So she goes, what is? I said, you need to forgive mom. And you know, and it just went into the whole forgiveness thing. And then she goes, well, I'm mad at you, mom and dad. So I said, well,
she's mad at the whole world.
Yeah. I said, well, we're all right here. And, you know, I was explaining, you know, that all that anxiety and that stuff, because when you said that the stem of all of that comes from the resentment, that blew my mind and makes so much sense to me.
Yeah.
And because I never thought that the resentment or the hatred was the root of it. But that makes the most sense. And so, you know, basically she sat there, she was resistant. It was like hard for her, but she forgave. And it was just I did not anticipate this at all. I'm ready for my mom and sister and dad. I'm ready to that they're just going to turn their backs on me totally. You know what I'm saying? And then this moment kind of came out of nowhere, and it was received well. And then my mom started asking questions, surprisingly, and she's like, "What do you mean? So it comes from my mom for me?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Amazing.
She goes, "Well, my mom." She's like, "Well, my mom's dead. What do I do?" I'm like, "I don't know. Go to her grave." And I don't know. It was just and then my wife's been following along too, because you know she's been following what I'm doing. And so we were on the drive home, and it was just an amazing experience. And I did not anticipate it happening. It was just
Nice.
it's so nice to be in the moment and present and just not being anticipating everything and worried about what's going to happen. And,
Yeah.
and then just as it happens, just let it unfold. And it was a beautiful thing.
And so your sister forgave last night?
She did last night. Yeah.
Wow.
And
amazing.
yeah, right in front of me, my mom, my dad. She looked at all of us and she's like, I do resent you guys, blah blah blah. She acts like she's she's the younger, and she's like the innocent victim, and she was just unfortunately born into a crazy household, and she kind of was, but that's just like the narrative in her mind about it, and she resented us all for it because it was just chaos all the time.
Yeah. Well, one thing for sure, Tom, if you continue on this straight and narrow path, stay with the prayer, and you just watch and have no plan or anything, you haven't seen anything yet, man. There are no words to express how amazing your real life will become. You will finally live your real life and not this fake life that you were trying to make happen before you woke up.
I honestly, there's a lot more for me to overcome, and I'm still overcoming, and but I do feel, or I do see that I've been getting like these kind of glimpses into kind of what you're talking about.
Yes, absolutely.
Like at times, like when I'm doubting the thoughts, like the other day, I was driving and I was in like my old neighborhood. I was by myself, and the thoughts were just rapid fire, and I was doubting all of them, just tossing them all out one at a time.
Nice.
And at the end of it, I got to a point. I was in my old neighborhood, driving around like where I grew up, and like where I ride my bike when I was a kid and stuff. And I got to a point where like the thoughts stopped coming, but not only did they stop coming, and I was just peaceful, but like there was no more need to doubt anything anymore. It was just like it was just all gone, and I was like looking around outside. I was reflecting on my childhood, kind of. And it was just like the craziest experience I ever had. I can't explain. It's almost like I was like time traveling or something. I can't explain, but it was something like a glimpse into heaven or something like that. I don't know how else to
I know what you
explain it,
mean, man. And those glimpses that you're getting along the road, the straight and narrow path, it's the light guiding you. It's the light. And so that's going to happen, and it will happen, and after a while, your whole mind will be clear. Your heart will be of nothing but love and no anger, and it won't be a feeling. It won't be emotional. It'll just be a freedom. From hell, from anger. And your mind will be clear, and you'll just be living your life and watching what's going on in life and allowing it to happen.
Yeah, and I find now that like situations that I used to run away from, or not run away from, but I would still go to the situation, but I would dread it. Like my whole attitude towards situations that would make me uncomfortable has changed completely.
Yes.
Like I look forward to a situation that's going to make me uncomfortable because I know what the solution is.
Yes.
And so like now it's like sometimes you just feel like I think I just need to know if I know what to do, then I could relax. If I know what the solution is, I could just sit in it, relax, know that I can't do anything myself, and watch it. Because there will be situations where I'm like speak up or something, and I'm put on the spot, and I notice my heart rate goes up.
Yeah.
There's that fear kind of, and I just sit back and watch and let it unfold. But I look forward to those things now.
Nice.
Yeah.
The beauty about knowing, about being aware. So when your heart does race like that, or you feel a little fear or whatever, you know now that it's not you. It's this thing in you, and you feel it, you're aware of it, and that's all you need to do because it's not you. And as you're noticing it, you're overcoming it, meaning that it is departing from you. It is dying. And so, but what's really going to shock you, man, as you're waking up, you're going to, especially when it becomes real clear, it's going to be shocking to see how wicked human beings are and that their hearts are just pure evil. And then there are human beings that live on that wickedness. They love it. It's their life. And they're just roaming the earth to hurt family members and hurt themselves and hurt others, all for a thrill. And you got to see how wicked our government, it really, it's no different than people who are not in government. It's the same spirit. You're going to see evil on this earth like you've never seen it before. Because in that fallen state, you don't see how evil human beings are and what's really driving them. But it's going to be mind-blowing to you, and you're going to be protected from it. They'll try to hurt you with it because they're real revengeful, but it won't bother you because evil has no real power. It has none at all. And once you take care of your own world and you live from your own world, evil people will not be able to touch you.
Yeah, and I'm beginning to see, and like situations that would normally I would begin to suffer, like whatever situation would cause that. Like I feel like I embarrassed myself or I said something stupid or whatever.
Yeah.
Now when I'm in those similar situations, I feel like a protection, like in my belly area.
Yeah.
You know, and like I feel like it remains untouched, and even though all the stuff is kind of going on the outside, and and it doesn't. It's not as overwhelming. It's not. Everything is yeah.
That's what God meant when He said, "Take on my ways. My ways are easy, and my burdens are light." And they really, 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 really are. And it's mind blowing. And there are men like you, and some women too, who are waking up. I talk to them at my meetings now, and on Sundays in the women's forum, and when I counsel with them, there are women who are waking up too. They're seeing it, but it's amazing to me that only a few people will find this straight and narrow path and stay there and allow themselves to become alive instead of living a life of death. They're going to live a life of life. So you're fortunate to be on that path. Stay there, stay there. No matter what happened outside of you, you stay on that path, and you will see that no one can touch you. And it's not at your will. It has nothing to do with you or me or anyone else, but it's the source that guides you from within, the light of God, the love.
That brings me to a question that kind of has been on my in my spirit is kind of, that is so feud. I was asking myself the other day. It was like a genuine question to myself. It was like, why me? Like, why am I so fortunate? That I'm able to see this, or God allowed me to see this, and I don't know. I was asking myself that, like, why me?
Well, don't even ask that anymore. Just be thankful, be grateful, and because the light, the freedom is for all who really wants it. If you really want it and you start seeking from within, it's for everybody that wants it. But unfortunately, I don't know if it's unfortunate or not, but most people don't want it. You happen to be one that really, really want it. And,
I do.
And so that's why it's happening for you, because whomever welcome the truth into themselves, it will come, it will abide in you, it will take care of you. But most people don't welcome the truth. They love evil. They don't love the truth. They don't love the light. They hate the light and they love evil.
Yeah, and they call it good, and
right.
And it's just
because they get a thrill from it. Even a bad thrill for them is good to them, because it makes them think that they are alive. even if it's something that would make them afraid, or if it's something that bring them a false joy from trying to hurt others. They still love it because they feel alive, but that's death, and they call death life. And so, so be grateful that you want it and you welcome the truth, and the truth is taking over.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I am. Yeah, definitely.
Well, stay with it, Tom. Stay with it. I hope that your wife work on herself so that your kids will have a chance as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you, Tom. Call me. I'm sorry.
No, I said yes. She is, and I see that she sees I'm onto something, and so.
Has she gone and forgiven her father and mother?
We don't really fight anymore.
Has she gone and forgiven her parents yet?
So the thing with that is, they live in far away, and we're going there to have a baby. Our baby is like 9 months, and we're going there to. I never met her family, and we're going there on Saturday. We're driving to Missouri, and she's going to do it then.
Nice.
In person, since we're going there anyway. I said you might as well do it when we go.
Right on. Well, I wish you well, man, and stay with it, stay with it, stay with you. Haven't seen anything yet. Stay with it.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you, Tom. Amazing call. I appreciate it. Nice. It's not for all folks. It's only for those who welcome the truth. Focus on yourself. See what's going on. You will overcome. You know, before I go back to the call real fast, last Sunday, Lee J asked an amazing question. She said that we were talking about the Bible. She asked me about the Bible because it's hard for her to accept right now that the Bible is not the Word of God. It's the Word from God, and that the Word of God lives within us. And she asked me about that. She asked, what would happen then if I lived in China, and in China they don't have Bibles and you never hear about God? How would I know God? How would I be here if I didn't hear about God? And I explained to her that God is within us. And if you just start questioning yourself, listen, you never read a Bible. Nothing wrong with reading the Bible. Just don't read it to remember, because it will stick in the intellect and you'll just become a Bible thumper. It won't change anything. But anyway, if you just start questioning yourself, like, why am I afraid within? Why do I have anger? Why am I frustrated, jealous, or envious, or want revenge? If you just question yourself, the answer will come. The answer will come, but most people will not look at themselves, and they won't question themselves. And there's nothing wrong with reading the Bible. It's just that don't get stuck on it. It's just a roadmap back to the kingdom of heaven within. If you use the Bible as a roadmap, you'll be fine. But if you use it and somebody says, this is the Word of God, and now you're worshiping a book, and you walk around with the book thinking that you're spiritual, you'll be lost. You will be lost. It'll just be a thought. And you'll have the same emotions, the same worry, the same fears and doubts. Amazing, huh? But it was an amazing question. The Bible is the Word from God. I'm telling you, the Word of God is bigger than the Bible, and it lives in you. And besides, the Bible has been changed so much now you don't even recognize it. Because human being hearts are wicked, and they're changing it, rewriting the Bible based on their wickedness, the evils of their hearts. But they can't change the Word in your heart. Just drop the anger, go and forgive, and watch. All right? 888-775-3773. Robert, there's one line open for us. Robert from Montana. Robert, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Hey, Robert? No, Robert. He's been waiting a while. Let me go to, there's a line open, 888-77-JESSE. Let me go to Brandy out of Hawaii. Brandy, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Hanging in there. Sorry.
What does that mean,
Early,
hanging
it's like,
in there?
I don't know. I guess it's just a saying. It's like 4:30 in the morning, and I've been up since 2. So I thought I'd be able to call you today.
Amazing. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. The reason I'm calling is I wanted to ask you what is wrong with these kids nowadays that are not kids. They're like almost 30 years old that don't want to do anything. They just want everything handed to them. I don't understand this.
They have no good parents.
Yeah.
You can't. It's the way that they were brought up. They have no good parents. And because if the parent had raised them in the right way to be independent thinking, to work hard growing up, not to work hard, but to work growing up, and allowed them to know that once they become an adult, they're on their own, I guarantee you wouldn't have the situation you have now. But the parents are no good. If you want to know what the parents are like, look at the children. Adult children.
Yeah, he's 26, and we let him camp in our backyard for almost a year now, him and his girlfriend, and use our 4Runner for almost a year now.
And you ask what's wrong with him? That's what's wrong with him.
Yeah, and he was supposed to save up money and, get a job, get his own car, and then get his own place. But when he came, he sold his car out there on the mainland, right, and came here, and instead of buying a car, he sat here for 3 months and did nothing. And, the reason I'm bringing this up is, a couple weeks ago, he finally got his own studio, right? But, the 4Runner we let him use, it's an older, 99 4Runner, and when we told him he could use it until he got his own car, we told him to put oil in the back end because the back end was going out, and he had to add oil, and he didn't add oil to it, and the bearings ended up getting dried up and started smoking, and it ended up costing us $2,000, and he's telling us that, so my husband told him he had to pay for it since he was driving it and didn't take directions, and now he's flipping out on us saying that we are screwing him over. I don't know how we're screwing him over when he lives for free.
You really don't know how you're screwing him over?
Yeah. Are we screwing him over? Or
yes, how you are screwing him over.
By giving him a handout and not making him work?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but when I tell him that he has to work, then they flip out on you and turn on you.
And?
I don't...
That's what homeless people do. You give them stuff free, and when you tell them no more freebie, they turn on you. But you can't blame them because you had no business giving them free stuff.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. I'm the one that was against it, actually. Oh, I think we're for a break. So, I don't know. Should we just, not... My husband's he just won't answer him.
Hold on 1 minute. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me take a quick break. 888-775-3773. Quick break. There's a line open. Your super chats and phone calls when I come back. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry. because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't wanna be angry. You wanna speak up, you wanna disagree with what's going on, it's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear, you won't have doubt, you won't have worries, you'll be able to see, but you gotta stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature.
She thinks I'm a little lazy. I think she's a little crazy. We like summer and we like spring, watching wrestling in the ring. She ain't shy, she speaks her mind, tough as nails and smooth as wine. We burn hot as kerosene, baby, we got our own thing. She ain't skinny and I ain't tall, and that don't bother us at all.
She ain't skinny, she ain't tall. Amazing. 888-77-JESSE. Quick announcement. We have the best counseling service on this side of heaven. She ain't skinny and she ain't tall. What the? What's that? Oh, he's not tall. Oh, amazing. What was I about to say? Oh, we have the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I do it myself by phone, Skype, or walk-in. Go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. You may need 2 sessions at best, but if you really, but a lot of people want follow-ups, but amazing counseling for those who truly want to overcome, all right? And don't forget for personalized shout-outs, whatever the occasion is, congratulations, weddings, birthdays, just plain old shout-out, hi, y'all. Go to Cameo, C-A-M, encouragement, shout-outs, cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. For a Cameo shout-out, I do them as well. And don't forget, ladies, this Thursday is the Women's Forum at 7 p.m. every Thursday night. And they are always amazing. The ladies are overcoming, guys. All they're doing is what God said do, go and forgive before you can enter into the kingdom of heaven. You must go and forgive. All right? 888-7753-773. I'm going to get to your super chats here in a minute. I want to go back to Brandy out of Hawaii, 3 hours behind our time here in L.A. So, Brandy, this your stepson is gone now?
Yeah, he moved out.
And so what's the problem now?
I just was wondering, like, what you thought of these kids. Like, he
It ain't
almost
the kids.
totaled.
It's not the kids, it's the parents. And the only reason that he almost totaled the car, the only reason he was able to live in the backyard in a tent and with his wife, right? You say you're married?
No, with his girlfriend.
With
They're
his
not married,
girlfriend,
but yeah.
because you and your husband allowed it to happen, and when you stopped doing it for him, now he want to hurt you.
Pretty much, yeah.
But that's what happens when you help people in the wrong way. It's just like the blacks, not all, but most, they've been getting free stuff now for 70 years. And if all of a sudden the government say to them, we don't have any more. We're not giving you anything free anymore. You got to earn it. There will be a civil war because they've been spoiled. And that nature that God gives all of us to cause us to take care of ourselves here on this earth, it has not developed. So it's the parents' fault.
So what if the parent didn't raise him? Because my husband didn't raise him. His mother did.
That wasn't a reason to let him come live in the tent in the backyard.
Yeah, and what's funny is I called you like a few years ago because he was begging me to come to let him, and I told my husband, and we stuck to it for a while. But then, yeah, he came out, and we were going to charge him, but we decided to let him save money so he could get his own place. And he wasn't supposed to use our car either. He was supposed to buy his own.
And both of those were dumb ideas because he didn't have to pay anything. He didn't have to worry about getting a place. But if he had been paying something to you guys, that would have forced him to get a second job if he needed to in order to grow up and take care of himself. It's still not, you can't blame him. You got to blame you and your husband.
So it's my fault for letting him live for free?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and now that he's on his own, it's his fault now if he doesn't take care of himself.
Yeah, we said we're not going to help him. Cause
you said that before, but y'all still did it.
Yeah, well, we didn't see him for 6 years, so we thought that maybe he'd grow up. But it seems like every time we go to help him.
All thoughts are all lies all the time. The fact that he didn't want to, he wanted to live there free was the evidence that he had not grown up.
Yeah, isn't it crazy that he's like 26 and can't hold a job or have his own place? But when I was 26, I was married with a house and my own business by then.
What was even crazier than that is that his parents spoiled him. You guys did that to him. That's crazier.
Yeah, well, I wasn't for it. I kind of let my husband, when he came here, I told my husband I wasn't going to have anything to do with any of it, so it was on him. So I don't want to take the blame on this. I know it's kind of my fault because I wasn't going to let him use the 4Runner either. It was only going to be a loan until he found a car, but he just never found one. He didn't try to.
He didn't need to. Y'all gave him one.
Yeah, and then he almost totals it and gets mad because we tell him to pay for it.
You keep saying that. You keep repeating that. And the reason for it, because he lived with parents that don't love him.
Yeah?
If y'all had loved him, you would have brought him up in a way that he would naturally be taking care of himself. But he wasn't raised that way, and so now he's stuck on you. And that's what happens when you don't raise your kids to be independent. You're stuck with trouble, and it's your own trouble.
What if you didn't raise them, though? Like, we never got to, every time he did come out, like, we were the weekend parents, because, the child support and all that. Every time he would come out when he was a kid, and we would make him do chores or make him do anything, he would take off and run home and not come back for 6 months. So it's like we didn't have a chance to make him mind.
Why did you let him come back in 6 months?
I think it was the courts, just like it was written in court, we had to.
You had to.
But the mom would, but if we listened to the courts, we would. And
did the court say that, was he a grown adult at the time?
No, he was 6, 7. Like, since I've known him, he's been lazy. And I don't know if it's like, because he grew up in Rancho Santa Margarita in California. I don't know if it's because everybody there is spoiled.
Brandon, no, it's the parents, Brandon.
It's the parents. But what if the dad's never around? Is it still his fault?
It's not his fault there. It's the mother's fault.
So it's his mom's fault that he's messed up.
But it's his father's fault that he let him come there and live free like that. And look what happened. why did you marry a man that already had a kid that he wasn't taking care of?
I was young,
I
I guess maybe. But he tried to, but the ex is crazy. She would just not let him come around. Or there was a year when I first met him, I didn't meet his kids for a year because there was a restraining order against my husband for, she said that he pushed her, but it never happened.
Let me ask, what's the point right now for you?
And meaning, why am I calling?
Yeah, why is it bother you now that he's grown, he's gone? Why not just look at where you and your husband went wrong with this adult person and learn from it, so if he call or try to come back again, you won't repeat it?
Yeah, we are. I just was wondering what your input was.
My input is that it's the parents' fault. And
okay.
Even as this boy is an adult now, at some point somebody got to let him suffer. Otherwise, he's only going to get worse.
Yeah, and I'm the one that, like, I try to be strict with him, and every time that I'm strict because I'm the stepmom, I'm not really the parent, he'll turn on me and get mad at me.
Right. That's why you're not supposed
to tell me I've never done anything.
That's why you're not supposed to marry a man who already have children, and a man should not marry a woman who already has children. It just brings problems.
Yeah.
Because step kids don't want step parents. They want their natural parents, their real parents.
All right. All right.
All right.
Well, I'm just going to let him suffer.
I'm sorry?
I'm just going to let him suffer from now.
There's no other choice but that.
Yeah, because they need to grow up. Like,
yeah.
It's the real world. You can't just get everything handed to you.
Your husband should apologize to him for not making him stand on his own 2 feet when he first got there, and just realize it's over. You got to do for yourself, and so that you guys don't end up repeating the same thing over again. It's not about him. It's about you guys.
Okay. I'm going to make the change.
All right, Brandon. Call me again. I wish you well.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Amazing. Let me go to a first-time caller out of Kentucky. Austin out of Kentucky. Let's see here. Austin, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Yes, sir. Good morning. How you doing?
All is well, sir.
Dig it. I just want to ask you a question, sir, because I just recently started listening to you more consistently these past few weeks. I've seen interviews and debates with you and other people in the past, and but I really didn't get fully into you. Now, a lot of the material viewers that I have listened to, it was from, 5-6 years ago, things like that. I think the more recent one, but maybe about a year or two ago, when you would have interviews with people at your studio, not necessarily like your radio show.
Oh yeah,
like
the Fallen State. The Fallen State.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And I must say, some of it is very good watch. Very good watch, I must say. And there are things that you say that I agree with, and there's things that you say that I don't, and there's some things that you say I don't know if you're being funny or if you actually believe some of the things that you say, or if you're doing it for, the audience who you are trying to, cater to. Like, for instance, one of the things that you say about how there's no racism or that it never existed, you say it's either good or evil, whatever. Now, I understand the premise of it, because, yeah, there's good and there's evil, and that's true. But racism is based off of not liking someone or having a prejudice against them because of a skin color or something of that magnitude. So when I hear a gentleman say he was raised in Alabama on a plantation during Jim Crow, that would say to me, well, this gentleman must know that obviously that was racism involved in that. Or I would hear you say something like how you just said to the young lady, and I've heard you say this on a number of occasions. You'll see, black people, you'll say not all, but most And when you say most, you actually have people who listen to you. A lot of them don't know black people or see black people outside of either passing through their town or what they may see on television. And I know because I drive tractor trailers over the road, and I'm constantly in and out of small, quote-unquote, sundown type towns. And those people, they don't see black people. But they'll have someone like you, or let's say a Jason Whitlock, not sure if you're familiar with the gentleman. They'll hear people like you, black men, speak on black people, and some of the things that you'll say, those people will actually believe. Because not most black people, sir, are on welfare. You told that woman that black people have been given free things for 70 years. That 70 years was spent back into 1953, which was pre-civil rights, correct?
70,
black people,
60, 70 years ago, when, especially when the so-called civil rights movement started, which was the worst thing other than abortion that has ever happened to the blacks, was the civil rights movement. And the blacks gave up their lives. They turned away from God, and they turned their lives over to Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson and all those people. And it's just been downhill ever since. So ever since that movement, the blacks have been having a handout, begging. And not all, but most.
What does most mean, sir, when you say most?
Over 50%.
Are you sure, sir? Because you're projecting things on people.
I'm 100% sure. If it wasn't for the blacks, the Democratic Party would not exist. And the reason that the blacks are living on that plantation for so long is because they're giving the blacks free stuff. They let them riot and burn down the city. They let them commit crime and rob stores and carjack. And they let them beat up the Asians. And they tell the blacks that it's the white man, it's white supremacy, because they need the blacks to be like that in order to cause a lot of confusion and chaos in order to keep themselves in so-called power position and wealth. And so it's been like that since the civil rights movement. It's just gotten worse. Why do you believe that racism exists? Can you give me an example of racism?
Does racism exist?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now, is it how it may have been at a point in time in life where, obviously the slavery, the Jim Crow, things like that? No, but there are still, things like redlining. I can say...
What is redlining? Can you give me an example of racism?
Well, I can say that...
give me your proof that racism exists.
Give you a proof that racism exists.
Right.
You're a Trump supporter, correct?
You're a great white hope. I'm glad you asked. Ask. Let me see what he has to say.
Doubt.
Let me see what he has to say.
Yeah, no doubt.
Controversial. You're talking about illegal immigration. I said it's illegal.
Now,
I'm talking about illegal today. It's illegal. But go ahead.
Now, for you to say, you're a Trump supporter, I'm pretty sure you haven't seen all his rallies.
Give me an example of racism, proof that racism exists.
Now, for instance, I was watching Trump rallies back when those things were taking place.
What?
And they were doing things like the Trump rallies back in 2016 when he was running for president.
Yes.
And there were people doing things like bringing ropes to the rally. Times where there would be black people protesting during the rally and people physically abusing those people and putting their hands on people. And you have older white people.
Can you give me an example of racism? Because I don't remember. I don't know what you're talking about doing that. I know that there were blacks pretending that the ropes were hanging, and they found out that the blacks had done that themselves, and they were trying to give the impression that white people had done it, and they found out that it wasn't true. But give me a real, because of time, Austin, give me a real example of racism, proof of racism.
Sir, I'm giving you that.
No, those were black people with the rope thing.
No, sir. You actually didn't let me finish. I was trying to finish what I was saying. they would have recordings of white people on there, older white men saying, had this been years ago, things would have been a whole lot worse for them.
I don't know what you mean.
That probably doesn't make sense to you. Now,
do you have any proof, real live proof that racism exists?
Yes, sir, I do. There are racist people out there who don't like people based off of skin color.
Can you give me proof that right now you're just making up assumption? I'm asking, do you have real proof that racism exists? Give me
an example. Because there are people who, there are people who are racist, just period. That is a fact. I'm not saying the whole quote-unquote system is racist and all that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, yes, racism is a thing.
Are you saying that the blacks are racist toward the whites?
There's black people who are racist towards white people. White people.
Give me an example of the blacks being a racist. Proof of blacks being racist toward whites.
I can't give you exact proof, but I know there are people who don't like people based off of skin color.
So, Austin, so far, you haven't been able to give me any proof at all that racism exists, but yet you believe it.
Yes, sir, because it does exist.
Give me the proof. Give me the proof.
Sir, racism exists. It hasn't ended.
Not just a word. I mean, give me proof that racism exists.
I know a family member of mine, he doesn't like Indian people. I have an uncle, he can't stand Mexican. He can't fucking stand them. Pardon my language.
I'm sorry? Repeat that.
I have an uncle, he will tell you he does not like Mexican.
Your uncle black?
He can't stand them. Yes, sir, he is.
But that's not a proof that racism exists. That's a proof that he has hatred in his heart.
Towards people of a certain group because of their
But that's not racism, that's evil.
Sir, that is racist.
And so your uncle told you he doesn't like Mexicans simply because they're Mexicans?
Yes, sir.
But that's hatred. Why don't you see that's evil?
Sir, it's evil, yes, but it's racism because.
But why would you cover up evil by covering it up with a false spiritual thing? It's evil. It's not. Why not just call it what it is, so that your uncle may have a chance to overcome that? You're calling it racism. If he saw that it was evil, that his heart was wicked, maybe he'll have a change of heart.
Nah, I know my uncle. He is how he is, and he'll know what something is, but that's still. It is what it is.
But it's
racism does exist. You can
but
say,
you have not been able so far, and I appreciate you calling me about it. Austin, it's the right thing to do, but you haven't given me an example of racism at all.
I just gave you an example, sir.
No, you gave me examples of people's hearts. Your uncle, if it's true, and I don't know if it's true, he hates the people just because he has hatred in his heart. And if your uncle don't love the Mexicans simply because they're Mexican, he doesn't love you either. He loved no one.
Well, can I ask you a question,
Do you believe that?
Do you know what No, you say, do I believe what?
That if he doesn't love the Mexicans, he doesn't love you either.
Hell no. What kind of bullshit is that?
What do you mean? Don't be cursing on the radio.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Because if you don't love all, you love none. Also,
no, sir, I don't go by that.
You love white people?
Do I love white people? I love anybody who got love.
Do you love white people?
Do I love white people?
I gotta run. Back in a moment.
And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without, because he will show you how to deal with it. And you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality.
Sleepy Joe's bringing in the unrelenting stream of migrants and now refugees. What a mess. Gas prices are really high right now. And Ariana Grande is getting a divorce after 2 years of marriage with the guy who's 2 years younger than her, by the way. And they found that missing debris from the F-35 that went missing. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Tuesday, September 19th, 2023 AD. The lines are full. I cracked. I'm growing. The lines are full. But JLP will be right back to your calls. But first, Hake news, not fake news. After the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, the Hake Report. And after the Hake Report, Joel Friday TV on Tuesdays. Check him out on YouTube, Joel Friday TV. JOELFRIDAY TV on YouTube. And of course, American Anchor Baby on YouTube and Rumble. He's also on Spotify, audio podcast, and Substack. Refugee Resettlement Watch. Whatever happened to Ann Corcoran? Coming on Sense Network, CNN reports 51,200 so-called refugees have been admitted into the United States this year alone, according to the latest federal data. So-called President Sleepy Joe Biden has set this year's refugee ceiling to 125,000 and is considering raising the number of refugees who could be admitted into the United States next year. The U.S. had for years outpaced other countries in refugee admissions, allowing millions into the country since the Refugee Act of 1980. This has been happening since before Hake was born. But the program took a hit. I guess that was put in place under evil Carter, Jimmy Carter. The program took a hit under our greatest president, Donald J. Trump. He slashed the number of refugees allowed to come into the United States. And during the China virus scamdemic, which resulted in a temporary suspension on refugee resettlement. Nice. Thank you, Trump. In a statement marking World Refugee Day this year, I don't know what day that was, Sleepy Joe underscored his administration's efforts to rebuild the refugee admissions program to replace real Americans, and said the U.S. is planned to welcome 125,000 refugees next year. Welcoming refugees is part of who we are as Americans. Our nation was founded by those fleeing religious persecution, meaning Christians. He's not bringing Christians into the country. When we take action to help refugees around the world and include them, we honor this past and are stronger for it, Biden said, lying. Gas prices are up. The highest level of the year on Monday, $3.88 a gallon nationwide average per AAA. Gas prices cool off normally after the summer driving season ends on Labor Day. But the opposite has happened this year as Saudi Arabia and Russia's aggressive supply cuts lift oil prices. An oil market rally has been driven by the catastrophic floods in Libya and easing U.S. recession fears. National average is well below the record of $5.02 a gallon set in June of 2022. Wow. Nationwide? Wow. Really? Gas prices are now 20 cents above what they were at this point last year. 11 states averaging $4 or more per gallon for gasoline. And in California, price is now $5.69 a gallon, up 49 cents from the past month. Ariana Grande Butera files for divorce after 2 years of quote-unquote marriage. Actually, I heard TMZ said that she and her so-called husband, Dalton Gomez, 2 years younger than her, filed simultaneous divorce filings. What a mess. Due to irreconcilable differences, according to an anonymous source to CNN. And that missing debris, the mishap is currently under investigation, according to the U.S. Marine Corps, issuing a statement Monday after officials found debris at the debris field of an F-35 fighter that went missing in South Carolina over the weekend. On Sunday, the pilot ejected safely after a mishap involving the jet and was taken to a local medical facility in stable condition. It was the third such mishap over the past 6 weeks, prompting the Marines to order a pause in flight operations. Can you believe it? By the way, I don't know if I mentioned this hour, the Women's Forum is third Thursday of the month. Rebuildingtheman.com/events, 323-782-1980 if you need more info, ladies. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP.
to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show already. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. Brand new biblical question. Why do you judge other people's strength against your weakness? Isn't that an amazing question? Why do you judge other people's strength against your weakness? Amazing. Sometimes these biblical questions comes up when I hear other people speaking about things, just talking, or I'm in a conversation with people. And sometimes they just occur to me. And I'm like, wow, that's a good biblical question. Why do you judge other people's strength against your weakness? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show, JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're busy out and about doing what you do, whatever it might be, you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500. Also, follow us, JLP Talk on Twitter and cozy.tv/JLP, where Christ is King. cozy.tv/JLP Talk. All right? And like, follow, ring the bell, subscribe, and all that. We're on rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram, just everywhere. What now? It's Tuesday. Every Tuesday. It is country. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days when the line between right and wrong wasn't so hazy. And Grandpa, when lovers never ran away, stay beside one another, come what may. Whoa, whoa, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Country and Western Tuesday. When I was a little bitty baby, my mama used to rob me in her cradle in that old cotton field back home. It was down in Louisiana, just about a mile from Texas County. In that old cotton field back home. Amazing! Country and Western Tuesday. Amazing. I wish every human being had a chance to pick some cotton, plow a mule, go down in the woods and cut down trees for the fireplace wood. plant some peanut and sweet potatoes and corn, and they have to go pick them. Amazing. America would still be great. 888-775-3773. Let me go to Robert from Montana. Robert, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. How are you doing?
All is well, Robert.
I wanted to talk about self-fulfillment, but real quickly, I want to talk about the soundbite. That island in Italy, where they have like 6,000 people live on the island, Italians.
For those who don't know,
let
me say this. For those who don't know, in the first hour, there's Lampedusa over in Italy, the Italian island over there. It has 6,000 people living there, according to the report. And now they have over 7,000 illegal aliens from Africa. What a mess! And the African blocking the roads and everything, creating a hood. Robert is responding to that.
That is a microcosm. By the way, they're all men, by the way. They're all a bunch of African men.
Yeah.
They overpopulate even the population of the island. That is a microcosm for every white country on earth. They would love to dump 400 million Africans into America to make us just irrelevant. I mean, on that island, they're just going to be running things. They're more than the population. They're more than the police. How do you control that?
And who do you blame?
Crazy.
Do you blame? And you're right about that. You're absolutely right. But do you blame the blacks for going there, or the whites who own the country and allowed them to just come on a boat and go into their country? Allowed them in there. Who do you blame?
At the end of the day, it's the Italians' fault. I blame the Italian prime minister. She ran on she's going to stop immigration. She'll stop the boats.
They have a woman prime minister?
Oh, yeah. I blame that. The Italians voted for some woman.
Well,
She
no
said
wonder,
she'd
man.
take care of it, and she didn't. She's letting them come in.
That's amazing. Well, it's over.
Amazing.
Yeah. Anyway,
But,
go ahead.
I've kind of dedicated myself to become an electrician. I'm in an apprentice program. And I feel like my ego, myself, I'm not doing enough. I don't know. I see people like my age,
How old
who are
are
a little
you?
older, and they're like, I'm 23.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
And they're successful in other ways. Like they've already got a business, or if they're older, they're like in law, or they're a doctor or something. I just question myself, like, am I not doing enough? You know, am I not filling my full potential? Am I selling myself short? I'm not trying to compare myself to others. I'm trying to let the ego die and the self go away. But I still have these thoughts.
And your question for
but I'm
me
not
is
doing
what?
enough.
Your question for me is what?
My question is, how do you know if you're doing enough? How do you know if you're filling your full potential?
Number one, there's no such thing as doing enough. Number two, there's no such thing as full potential. And number three, if you were not comparing yourself to others, you wouldn't be seeing yourself in that way.
Yeah, I see that.
So stop comparing yourself to others and just live your life. You're going to school to be an electrician. Do that. Take it one day at a time and let life happen.
Okay. That sounds good.
Are you
That
doing the
makes sense to
silent
me.
prayer every morning, every night?
Yes, sir.
Well, stay with that and stop believing thoughts. And never, ever, 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 but never, ever, 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 never again look at someone else and want to be like them or compare yourself to them. Wish them well and live your life, and you'll be a free man.
Copy that, Jesse. I have one last thing to say, which is that there was this guy I talk with on Omegle sometimes. Like, he's a regular, and he's always very angry. I just kind of said, you're an evil man. You have anger. and that like set him off. He was like, I'm a doctor. I go to the Dominican Republic and save underprivileged people. And I'm like, it don't matter. I don't care about that. You're evil. You have anger. You have hatred.
Well,
He's like, no, I'm better than you. You know, it was everything you talked about was on display there, Jesse.
Well,
you know, this guy's a doctor or whatever.
You haven't seen evil. Yeah, you wait until as you're waking up, you're going to really, truly see what's driving human beings. All human beings, and you're going to see how evil they are. It's going to blow your mind. But, Robert, thank you, but I got to run. Call me again. And
Thank you, Jesse.
I wish you well, and do not compare yourself to anyone.
I won't, buddy. Shout out to Hake, the Hake Report.
Right on. Shout out to the Hake Report. Not the fate, but the hate. He said thanks.
Okay. Have a good day, Jesse. Adios.
You too, buddy. Amazing. 888-775-3773. Let me go to a first-time caller, Troy, out of Iowa. Troy, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing?
All is well, sir.
Hey, that's good. It's my first time calling you.
Welcome.
I'm black, by the way. I kind of just got a few questions, man. First, I want to thank you for the work you do. It's very enlightening. But that leads me to my question. Why is it that when, like, black folks try to change, other black folks try to kill them?
They're jealous.
You know,
they're jealous of them, and that spirit of evil that made a home in their heart tell them to attack. That's why they do it. They can't help it, but if you pay no attention to it, let them be whatever they are, doing whatever they're doing, and you just stay on that straight and narrow path and don't be angry at them for that. They can't help it. They won't be able to stop you at all. It's only if you gave attention to evil.
Okay, now does that also include, because like, what I'm talking about is like mostly my family, like, and then it spread it to like, you know, just regular people.
Especially your family. Your family member hearts are wicked as well. Every human being that's born of the woman must be born of love, because they're born through the woman, they're born of evil. And they must be born a second time, which is of love, which is of the Father. So your family members like that too. So when they treat you that way, I will wish them well, but just continue to live my life. Don't try to prove anything to them. Don't try to get anything from them. They have no love. And you just become a living example by living your life without anger.
Okay. Well, that's kind of what I've been doing, and your show actually has been helping me.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like I was confused about it and thinking I was wrong on it. And then like I came across your show a while back, and like a lot of the stuff you're saying kind of like just confirmed the way I was feeling about things. And like, man, okay, so I'm not the only one that see it this way. And just, I appreciate, you know.
This happened in every family around the world. It doesn't matter how rich or poor. It doesn't matter the color. Every family have wickedness in it. And then in that family, one or two of the kids wake up and overcome it. And the other family members build an army against them, the ones that are waking up, to try to stop them.
Okay.
But the greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. So your family is no different than a non-family member. It's the same spirit.
Okay. And that's why they're able to recruit non-family members into, like, participate in this, like, mass slandering or mass hatred.
Right, because evil cannot stand alone. It has to find other evil people to agree with it. And even your mother and your father maybe, but it's rare that the father would do it, but sometimes they do it because of the evil nature of the mother in them. But even your mother will build an army against you, especially if you're one of the kids that have broken away from her control over you.
Yeah.
And you speak up for yourself, you're becoming independent. Mama will build an army against you, and the other kids will join forces with Mama without nothing. You haven't done anything to them, but they'll join forces with Mama as though you have, because their hearts are wicked like Mama. They're subject to Mama.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because like me and my ex-wife, we bought a house, and first thing my mom said was, "You want to be white," because it was in a small town, and it was like crazy. They like all my siblings like turned on me and was like,
"Yeah,
no one wanted nothing to do with me. No one, would accept my cause." And I mean, not like I was always a good guy. I mean, I was, kind of lost in my ways.
Right.
Growing
Everybody
up,
has to be born again. They want to be free. You're right about that. But see the wickedness of your mother's heart?
Mm-hmm.
Did you tell her about that? How evil that was that she had done that?
Yeah, and she told me I was evil. Yeah.
But
turned it all the way around.
But just wish her well, and don't cater to her. Don't try to please her. Don't be trying to make her feel good. You go and live your life, and be glad, meaning that be grateful that you see the family members and others who join forces with Mama for no reason at all except their hearts are wicked. They identify with evil. But be glad to see it because you're seeing who your enemies are.
Okay.
And so it's not a negative for you to see it. Be grateful that the light of God is allowing you to see your enemies and wish them well, meaning don't be angry at them back, and just continue to live your life. Wherever you want to live, go and live there and have a life for yourself.
Okay.
Are you doing the silent prayer by chance?
No, honestly, I'm not. I've been watched your video on it, and I've been meaning to do it, but it's like, because I work nights, and so it's kind of hard,
Yeah, well, when you wake up, let's say you get home late in the morning or something, I want you to start doing it because the devil is going to get busy now in your imagination, and he's going to call in all his little demons that live around you, that know you, and stuff like that. And you want the power, the strength of truth to fight evil inside of you and outside of you, inside of others. So make sure you do the silent prayer so you can just watch those thoughts. And all you have to do is watch, and your battle will be fought for you. It's going to be amazing.
Okay. I'll definitely start doing it, honestly.
Have you forgiven her for what she's done to you?
Yeah. I forgave her and everything, and I told her, like one of your videos, it sparked me to do so. And yeah, that's what I meant when I said she told me I was evil. I was like, Mom, I tried to explain to her, look, you're just evil. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And, I forgive you because I've always tried to, like, be there for her, even though this stuff was going on, like I moved back to where she lives now, and to be there and, rent a place, because I don't have kids and stuff, to rent a place and, let her live with me and all that, so because she's older, so that she doesn't have to worry. But it's like she spewed in my face, like, no, I don't want nothing from you. I hate you. And so I was like, okay, well, look, let me just back away.
I was about to say that was a big mistake to move back into hell and bring her in your house. She will destroy you and your family. And I'm glad she told you up front, no, I hate you. Move away, man. Don't even live near Mama.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it's dangerous. You're in a danger zone. A danger zone. You're dealing with evil. And I wouldn't move near evil, man. I would move away from evil. Not only from evil in my own mindset and emotions, but inside of others too. You need to move away from her, not toward her.
Okay.
And just move away and live your life, and don't be trying to call her every day and all that mess. Just don't be angry. She cannot help it.
All right. No, it's funny you said that, because that's like what's been said to me before, is that I need to walk away from it, pick up and go.
You do, man. And again, she can't help it, so don't be angry. The devil is the woman's God, the God from below, and the God above is the man's God. And her God hate your God. And now that you're returning to your God, hell, you haven't seen hell yet, man. But you'll be able to deal with it if you stay present, if you just watch, not be in your head about the past or the future. It doesn't exist anyway. But if you just watch, you'll be able, it's going to blow your mind how the true power, which is of the Father God, will work through you for your behalf. He'll protect you.
Okay.
But you got to get away from mama.
Yeah, no. Like, she doesn't live with me now or nothing. I mean, I told her I don't, because, like, when I was doing all that, I just started having all these thoughts, and I was, like, watching a few of your videos and listening to you say about, what you just said now, the separation with God and everything. And I'm like, yeah, it kind of played in my head. It was kind of like something whispered to me, if she moves in with you, this is going to go this way.
Yes.
It's just going to go this way. And it's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to, like, have to tell her, no, you can't do this, or be deceived by her anymore or anything like that. And so I just called her and told her, look, I can't live with you. I can't, this ain't going to happen, and I need to, like, just forgive you.
Yes.
And she went off on me.
Because...
And then, like...
Go ahead.
Well, then, like, 2 days later, she tried to get me to call my older brother. She was like, he wants to talk to you. And I'm like, no, I don't want to talk to him.
Nice.
Because he's like one of her main minions.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
No, I don't want to.
He has caved in to the evil that's in her. He couldn't handle the pressure, and he gave in. And now she's destroying him. But don't let her use another demon to try to draw you back in, because that's what she's doing. She reached out to another demon, building that army. Hey, look, a soul is getting away. Call him up and stop him. And he's willing to do it because he can't handle the evil that's in her. But you work on you now. Do the silent prayer. Watch his thoughts. Move away from mama. And let mama, if she want to suffer the hell, let her suffer in her hell. Have you forgiven your father? What did your father say when you asked him? Ask him, why didn't he protect you from her?
Well, I never got the chance to ask him that. He died a few years back, and it's crazy. Like, when he passed, and that's kind of what sparked me to start changing my life. Like, I was in the prison and found out from some stranger that my dad died, and so, I kind of was grieving, and I'm like, well, how come no one never told me? How come, it was like 2 years later. I'm like, why didn't nobody tell me? And then so when I get out, I get asking questions, and it was like, he didn't want nothing. Like, all my life, that's how it's been. Like, my dad and mom, like, never wanted nothing to do with me. Like, they would do things with, like, my brothers and everybody else, but, like, it's like they just didn't want nothing to do with me, period.
And why is that?
So, I don't know. It's just always been that way since I was a kid.
You're fortunate. And in all families, it seems that there's always one child who was born from the same parents, but they don't quite fit in with the family. One or two kids don't fit in. That's the one that's blessed. You're set apart. And they hate you for being set apart. It wasn't your fault. God did it. But they hate you for being set apart from them. They can't control you.
That explains it. Yeah.
And so
like, I've always did things differently than my brothers, and all of them, like, totally, everything was always, they go left, I go right. They go right, I go left.
That's right. And that's how it was for me coming up in my family. And they used to tell me that as a kid too, but I didn't understand what they meant. You're so different. Why you always have to speak up, or why are you this and why are you that? But I couldn't help it. I didn't know that I was set apart from the family. I was in the family, but I just didn't fit all the way in there. You know what I mean? And,
right. Yeah, you feel like you're adopted or something.
Right. But you're blessed, so be grateful for that. Otherwise, you'll be under your mother's thumb being controlled.
Okay. And that seems like what I'm trying to put myself under a thumb, like they are, but it doesn't fit with me.
Well, don't do it, man. Be glad, and don't do it.
All right. I will definitely do that, and I will start doing the silent prayer, anything that will actually help.
Last thing, do the silent prayer so your mind will be made clear, and it will be amazing. You'll be able to just live with no opinion of yourself or anyone else. You'll just live. You'll just live your life. Then you will have revelation. you'll be able to see and understand what's going on with you and everybody else around you. You will see it. Does your wife obey you?
No, we're divorced. Like that. Like I said, I wasn't a good guy. I don't blame her for wanting a divorce.
You're divorced. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, good.
I kind of brought that on myself.
And
honestly, I still was lost.
You have no kids?
No.
Good, man. Work on you. Work on you. Now that it's just you, and watch and let life happen.
All right.
All right?
Yeah, we'll do. We'll definitely do. Thank you. And I appreciate everything you've done. Everything you're doing.
No, you're welcome, man. You stay with it. Let me know how it goes.
Hey, I will do. Thanks a lot, Jesse. You have a great day, sir.
You too, buddy. Amazing. Amazing. Before I go to the break and then I come back for your phone calls and Super Chat, I want to show you another example of how they're destroying our country and that the human beings who are running the government are no different than the human beings who are watching the government destroy. It's the same spirit. If you really look around in your world, your little world, big world, however you are, you see what the government is doing. If you're not overcome your anger, you're doing it to others too. And they're doing it to you. It's no different. You just see it on TV with them and not on TV with you, but it's the same spirit. Chuck Schumer and others are helping to destroy the standards in America of any kind that's quote-unquote good, right? AP is reporting that Chuck Schumer said Monday that staff for the Chamber's Sergeant at Arms will no longer enforce a dress code on the Senate floor. Watch this from CBS.
John Fetterman can now wear his signature shorts and hoodie on the U.S. Senate floor, thanks to a change in Senate policy.
Yeah, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer quietly made that change, telling the Sergeant of Arms to no longer enforce the dress code.
In a statement to CBS News, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said that senators are able to choose what they wear on the Senate floor.
I think that this most recent move by Senator Schumer is clearly designed to, accommodate one senator, Pennsylvania's own Senator John Fetterman. It is serious work that they're doing in the Senate. You're not gardening; you're running the nation.
Of course, dress standards have changed everywhere, from the office worker to the television reporter out in the field.
Amazing, huh? Because they have to do it that way because you can't control a moral people or moral person. You have to demoralize them to control them. And that's what they're doing. What are they going to, the Senate going to wear pajamas on the airplane next? Do you see those people coming on the airplane, they're funky pajamas? How do you know you got to be insane? How do you wear your pajamas on the airplane? The whole world is insane, meaning human beings are insane. Anyone that has anger has fear. And anyone that has anger and fear are insane. We live in a mad, mad world. It's a battle between good and evil, folks. This is evil. They let this male, which is not a man, go to work in fucking workout clothes. And now they pass the rule, oh, nobody has to dress like they got in the sense now. And you vote for them. You still vote for them, so they ain't worried about that. Because they know you're going to keep them in a position of power for your little thrill. 888-775-3773. When I come back, your phone calls are Super Chats. Back in a moment. Quick moment. I noticed after a while that when these guys overcome their anger, they have amazing ideas about starting a business, but because they've been told that if you don't get a loan from the bank, or if you don't have a 5-year plan, or if you don't do this, and it's just simply not true, it's the first step. With faith, then all things are possible. So, but the most important thing is to return to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father.
Out here on the road, and our love takes center stage at every single show. But lately you've been distant, and I don't know what for. Something's changed, I can't see my face in the crowd no more. Something's changed, I can't see my face in the crowd no more.
888-775-3773. 888-77-JESSE. JESSE. You can be free or you can stay in your hell. It's up to you. It is done. In reality, the real you is already free, but you have accepted the not you, and you're living in a cave. And you're living in hell. It's amazing to see it. The Hake report is coming up at the top of this hour. And by the way, the treasure chest is now open on D-Live. The Hake report is coming up at the top of this hour at 9 a.m. Pacific time, from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then it's Tuesday, Joel Friday TV, right after the Hake report from 11 to 12 Pacific time. And right after Joel Friday TV, he black. It's the American Anchor Baby. Anchor Baby. What the? The American Anchor Baby. Right after Joel Friday. So a lot going on. A lot is happening. So stay tuned and stay tuned and stay tuned. And you can also podcast all the shows, right? Of all our shows. So we're building this network one person at a time. And thank you for your help. And thank you for going to rebuildingtheman.com/donate. And some people donated there to help because YouTube is acting weird right now. And so they're going to rebuildingtheman.com or buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. So thank you for all that. 888-775-3773. Let me go quickly to Fred out of California. Fred, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, Jesse?
All is well, Fred.
Good morning to you. Yeah, this is my birthday, and I just wanted to call you and ask you a question. Hello?
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm turning 31 today, and I feel as if I still haven't forgiven my parents for the things that occurred when I was younger.
Uh-huh.
That followed into my adulthood. What do you advise I do?
I will go to them and forgive them. Why have you gone? Have you heard me say go and forgive?
Yes.
And
yes,
why have you done it
I-
already?
Because I thought that it would be easier to show my forgiveness rather than tell them.
And how are you going to show it when you don't have it?
Well, the thing is I thought that I could it would be easier for me to show them rather than I can tell them.
But all thoughts are all lies all the time. Why did you believe the devil? When God said to go and forgive and I will forgive you, the devil said, oh, you could just show it. Why did you believe the devil over God?
And that was the devil that told me that?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you notice, you haven't been able to let it go yet.
Yeah, I know.
Are you doing
I
the
think
go ahead.
No, I'll let you speak.
Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
No, I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start doing it back.
Yeah.
It's so relieving. Yeah, because I'm here in the Inland Empire, and I'm really out here.
Well, go.
So yeah, I need to start doing that.
Yeah, go and forgive your parents, man. Hey, parents, I'm sorry for resenting you. I realize now you can't help yourself. And don't ask for forgiveness. You forgive them. God will forgive you. And do the silent prayer so you can stay present instead of believing the lies of their thoughts.
Okay. Yeah,
All right.
That sounds great.
All right, buddy.
Yes. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Jesse?
Yeah, uh-huh.
You still there? Okay. Can you say lesbian for me?
Lesbian.
Yes. There we go. I'm the guy at church with the dreadlocks.
Oh, okay.
Fred.
Yeah, go.
Lesbian.
I know who you are now. Go and forgive your parents, all right?
All right.
And then you'll be free. I got to run, though. Forgive your parents, buddy.
Okay. Trump 24. Just got to say that before I get off the line.
Right on. The Great White Hope. Super chat. Super. Super.
Yes, sir.
Hake is running in.
Hake running in. All fire.
There's a line open at 888-775-3777. Go and forgive, folks. Don't let the devil talk you out of forgiveness, and don't let the devil talk you out of being still so the truth can catch up with you and make you free. You can't do it on your own. It's not going to happen. Okay.
Evgeny Crosby with a couple of diamonds. Lauren Boebert is doubting her thoughts while watching church reruns with Jesse Lee Peterson.
Nice. Stay with it. Amazing.
Skyjack bought a coffee. One of the greatest JLP lines when callers go silent on the line with Jesse, and he responds with, "Hello, it's me. LOL, bravo," he says.
Nice. I was wondering.
Tabor J. Eaton, I think, right? Bought a coffee. I think that's the pronunciation. The Fallen State episode was amazing when that white-Asian lady realized all the evil she was carrying wasn't her.
Yeah.
You could actually see her mind blow.
Yeah. That's what's so interesting about life, amongst the many things, is that we as human beings live on this earth thinking that we're guilty. Thinking it. And then you have other people thinking that they're guilty, telling you that you're guilty. And you suffer for no reason at all. And you think that it's you that's thinking and doing these crazy things. And it happens from generation after generation after generation. I was talking with a 15-year-old girl yesterday, and her generation think the same thing. She was thinking until yesterday that she created thoughts, and I'm like, well, how do you do it? Tell me the steps of creating a thought. And she realized, you know what? Maybe I'm not here. What the? And nobody's telling the generation that you're not in control of this. It's not you. It's something else. And Paul mentioned this way back in the Bible. Remember Paul? He said, you know what? I can't do the things that are right that I want to do. And I can't help but do the paraphrasing, the things I don't want to do. It's not me. It must be something else going on. That's what's going on in every human being. It's not you. That's why you can't hate your enemy or anyone, because they know not what they do. They think it's them, and it's not. But you can see that it's not, and seeing that it's not prevent you from being angry at them because you know they can't help it. You just stay out of their way, but you don't hate them. Because you can see that that's evil. Amazing. Thank you.
Denise is present. Is now a member on the buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk.
Thank you, Denny is present.
Denise.
Denise.
Denise. Deniz. Deniz is a foreigner.
Oh.
I believe it's a man.
Thank you.
Could be wrong. Might be a lady. A lot of appreciation from Germany. Thank you, JLP and crew. Even the dog dressing Hassan. He an Arab. Please keep doing the work and let me know if I should submit you a concept for a new website presence, including all your projects and embedded Spotify list of JLP's greatest song hits. Hake needs to wash his ears. Jesse delivers melodies straight from the other side of heaven. Amazing.
I'll rest my case. Heard around the world by everybody and their mama. Thank you. I appreciate that.
New outfits coming soon.
Nice.
Denny's.
For Sadie.
Denny's is a Turkish name among maybe other types of names, given meaning sea, like this ocean.
Oh,
sea,
okay.
Used for both females and males.
Oh, nice.
So I'm not sure.
Oh, well, thank you.
But
anyway.
he's from Germany, I believe.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Mr. Pink bought a coffee. Bring back my country to me, Jesse. This alien situation is worse than anything I've ever seen on this sci-fi channel. The sci-fi channel. Maybe that's why they always tell us aliens from space are coming, to get us to look up to find the invaders from space instead of paying attention to the invaders from Earth.
That's a good point.
Never thought I'd see it get this bad. Illegals come into my work and just start speaking Mexican at me. I'm like, bro, I don't speak Spanish. Build the wall. Trump 2024. Mr. Pink.
Oh, the wall going up. What a mess, huh? You're absolutely right. They want you looking out for the illegals up there, but they're coming down here across the border. What a good point. Thank you.
Someone else is now a member on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Thank you.
Thank you.
Someone bought you 5 coffees, joined Bond. Thanks, Jesse and the experts. Appreciate that.
Right on. Thank you. Oh, amazing.
Canadian David is a member over on Rumble. You can be a monthly subscriber there.
You got to know how to rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson.
And he says, Punchy Polo hits hard.
That's right.
Right on.
Designed by the one and only Hassan. Wow, Hassan. Every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Pacific time.
With 2 S's. Hassan.
Heard around the world. Bow, wow, 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 wow.
If we sell that, we definitely need to call it the Punchy Polo.
Yeah.
I know.
Isn't it Punchie, though?
Yeah.
Oh.
He white.
That's his white side.
Yeah.
Stan69 donated a diamond saying, did little JLP ride by to the south? Where is he? Emoji. Where is little JLP?
Oh.
You guys never put him up.
He's tired of here.
I'm about to say he need a rest.
He's down.
He's
down south of the border.
Yeah, he's stopping the illegals.
We gave him off today. Well, off day. Yeah, he's helping with the illegal aliens today. Thank you.
Star bought you a coffee. Jesse, nothing makes me happy. I seem happy, but inside I'm crying and nothing impresses me. But I don't want to commit no suicide. Not having a desire to live, is that something I really need to be concerned of? I forgave my parents, and I do both hooping and hollering and silent, as in prayer.
Oh. And who's that?
Star.
And what's wrong?
Nothing makes her happy. She seems happy on the outside, but inside she's crying and nothing impresses her. But she doesn't want to commit no suicide. Not having a desire to live, is that something she needs to be concerned about? She forgave her parents, and she does both the hooping and hollering prayer and the silent prayer.
Well, listen, just do the silent prayer and watch those thoughts. That's not you even considering suicide, right? That is the devil wanting your soul. So just let those thoughts pass and don't worry about feelings. because there are no feelings in what is right. But do the silent prayer, watch those thoughts. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. I wish you well.
Zuzu bought you a coffee. Star renamed herself to Zuzu, saying, Jesse, how do you handle when people hurt you, when people call you out of your name, and when someone you helped turned on you? At that moment, how do you feel?
Nothing. There's no you there to feel anything. There's no you there that is being attacked. If you're feeling attacked, that's the ego you, which is not you. So if you're feeling attacked, be glad that you see that, and then let it pass so you can be free of it. All right? Amazing. Thank you. And just wish them well. They can't see. If they could see, they wouldn't be doing it. They're doing it because they can't see. Amazing.
Coffee Talk with Sandra gave a diamond. Everybody needs Jesse in their lives, she says.
Everybody needs to return to the light to become aware, stay present. That's what's really, really needed. Because no human being can make you free. They can only, and those who are sincere and can see, they only point you back to the source within that can help you. Amazing. Thank you.
Let's see. Hold on, let me just find the rest of them. Coffee Talk with Sandra also gave a diamond. Bravo to the team. Great work. Country Tuesday.
Country and Western Tuesday. Thank you.
Bill West gave a diamond. I love it when Jesse sings them old songs.
Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Thank you.
Ali Bobby bought you 3 coffees. Hi, Jesse. Am I still a beta because if I live with my old dad and take care of him? Is that the same thing as living with Mama? I really don't want to leave him on his own at 83 years of age. Bless you and the team. Amazing. Clapping emoji.
Amazing. I don't know because I don't know the whole situation, right? But just watch and you'll see. Thank you.
Prep Ham Paul is now a member over on Rumble, donating once a month. Appreciate that. That's cool.
Nice. Thank you.
That Being Enlightened Till I Rise says you got to know how to rumble. The Rumble
That's
rant.
right.
Prep Ham Paul says Brazilian wife came to USA as a student, waited months, paid hundreds to government, $2,000 to attorney, multiple medical checkups, government interviews, given nothing, loves Trump. Dems and rhinos disgust her. She votes. Thank you, Prep Ham Paul.
Nice. Thank you.
That handyman says, country roads, take me home to a place I belong. Nice. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Country and Western Tuesday. Yeehaw!
And shout out to the top contributors on D Live today. Coffee Talk with Sandra, Evgeny Crosby, Bill West, Stan 69, and the rest. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you all.
And thanks. I believe that's all for now.
Amazing. Thank you. Amazing. Let me go quickly to Tony out of North Carolina. Tony, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
How you doing, Jesse, man?
All is well.
Okay, I would like to, comment on some things. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do people disrespect themselves? You know what I'm saying?
Why do you disrespect yourself?
I said, why do people disrespect themselves?
Said, because they're just not, they can't see, Tony. They're not paying attention to themselves.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
So I guess it must be you, too, because you disrespect yourself when you have a shirt on saying Amazing Tar Baby.
How's that?
Because it's disrespectful, man, towards you, because you got, like, the shirt with Amazing Tar Baby on it. That's disrespectful.
But how's that disrespectful? You may be right, Tony. I'm just asking, how is it disrespectful for me to wear that shirt that says Amazing Tar Baby?
It is, because it's disrespectful to black folks.
What?
And that's a racist in the cartoon, but Disney, that was a racist cartoon.
Tony.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was a racist cartoon.
Right, but let me ask one more time. How is it, when I wear the Amazing Tar Baby shirt, how is it that I'm disrespecting myself? I don't quite understand that.
Okay, this is what I'm saying right here. It's because you're saying you're Amazing Tar Baby, okay? You got to think about what other people are thinking about you or what they're saying about you.
Why? Why do
You know
I need
what
to
I'm
think
saying?
about that?
That's what I'm saying, because you're disrespecting yourself, man.
But what is if it's, to me it has no meaning, and it's a fun shirt, and it has no meaning. Why? How would I disrespect myself if it has no meaning?
It does have a meaning.
What's a tar baby?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's a meaning. That right there is what the white folks used to say back in the day. Call you tar baby, everything else. All of the racist comments they used to make.
When did they used to do that?
They used to do that back in slavery day.
But how you know
back
that?
in your days. Back in Jim Crow days.
No, I've never heard a white person say that at all.
Come on now, I know good and well you had to do that. Like last time when you said you was born in Alabama.
Yes.
And let me see, you was born in Alabama. The only thing I'm trying to figure out is how did you get here from Alabama? That's what I'm trying to figure out. It's how you got here from Alabama. Since you say...
Tony, let's do one thing at a time, though, first, and then we'll get to that because of time here.
Okay.
I've never heard a white person say that at all. And why do you say I have heard it when I'm telling you I've not heard it?
I know you have to. You had to.
But why?
They was born in the Jim, like you said, the Jim Crow laws. That right there. That was racist back then in them days right there.
How is that
you know what
racist?
I'm saying? Like you said, like you said.
How was that racist?
It is because, look, it's like this right here. When you went to the movie theater, you said you was sitting right there in the balcony and everything.
Yeah.
And the white folks were sitting down at the bottom.
Right.
Now, if you wanted to go ahead, you didn't. I don't see why you didn't just go ahead and go down there and be like, well, I'm going to sit down here.
Because
I
didn't want
you were not
to.
allowed to sit down there.
Tony.
Because they would have ran you out of there.
Tony, I didn't want to because it's a better seat up in the balcony, right in front of the first row or two in the balcony. You get a better seat. You got a wide view. No one is in front of you. You're able to see better. Even if when I go to a movie theater now, I prefer to sit in the balcony. Rarely do I sit down below on the first floor.
But don't you think that's wrong?
What's wrong?
But you for doing that, for them doing that, don't you think that's wrong?
No. What's wrong?
Okay, then. So I guess it's not wrong for them to say, like, well,
let me ask
you got the
this.
black and the white water fountain. Hold on, let me say this right here. You got the black and the white water fountain, right?
Right.
Now, the black water fountain is all messed up, but the white water fountain is fine. But you will not go to that white water fountain.
Well, number one, I've never drank at a water fountain in Alabama where it was all messed up. I only saw that when I moved to California. Number two is that I have drank from the water fountain because it's right next to the black fountain. It wasn't like it was down the road somewhere, right? They're right next to each other. And so I've never seen a dirty water fountain in Alabama during those days. You can see it now because people don't care anymore. But Tony,
the ones I seen was dirty because I seen them. I seen those. I seen a picture of those.
You
know
saw
what I'm saying?
pictures
I
of
seen
them,
evidence
right?
of that.
You saw pictures of them, right?
Yes, and I seen evidence of that too. Also, yes.
Is it possible they may have docked those pictures to make you think another thing about it?
No, they didn't do that. No, they didn't do that. No, they didn't do that.
Do you believe
No, they didn't do that because, see, they got a Jim Crow museum.
Do you believe
They got a Jim Crow museum, and they got all these pictures and showing all this stuff about Jim Crow, all of that.
And
all that stuff was happening today. They got all of that. They got the museum. I don't know where it's located at.
But
I don't know where it's located at. But they do have a museum.
Hey, Jim,
showing
let me
you
ask.
all of that.
Let me ask.
The way they used to go ahead and had the kids, like the black kids or whatever, and they used to taking I think baseballs or something like that, right? They're throwing them at them at rocks and all of that. All of that. I seen all of that.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did.
You saw that? You saw that in the museum?
Yeah, they got a Jim Crow museum.
Tony, you have been lied to and you believe it, and it won't be possible for me to convince you that what you've been lied to. You have to want to see.
I haven't been lied to.
You have to want to see
the
that
only
you've
person
been
that's been lying.
Tony, let me do this, Tony. And like even with the shirt where it says "Amazing Tar Baby," you think that white people call me Tar Baby. I've never heard any white person say that in my whole life. The only people I heard called Tar Baby was from other blacks. I've never heard it from white. But you don't believe that, right?
No, I don't believe that.
And why don't you believe me when I tell you that?
Because I don't.
See, I told you can't make another person. You can't make another person believe the truth when they have believed a lie. But I got to run, though, Tony. I got to run. I'm so out of time. Thank you, buddy. I'm out of time. The Hake Report is coming up now. Then Joy on Friday at 11 a.m. and the Anchor Baby at 12. Thank you for your super chats and your support. Go to rebuildingtheman.com/donate. Tyler from California. Rick out of Virginia. Donna out of Oregon. And the caller just dropped. I don't know who that was. I'm so out of time. Tomorrow is Manhood Hour, the third hour. You see, you can't convince the people you believe a lie. Only the truth can make you see the truth of a lie when you want to see it. No white person ever called me Tar Baby. The black people call me Tar Baby. What the? And it has no meaning to me. Check out Tar Baby at the merch store. Go to rebuildtheman.com/store. All right, folks. Get on the straight and narrow. Stay there. And if you're already there, stay there, stay there, stay there. Do the silent prayer and watch. Forgive, don't hate. You'll be free. You will be free. The people that hate you won't be free, but you will. Take care. Have a good one. Thank you all. Thank you, callers.
You better go talk to your mama. Better stop at the drama. Better drop all the trauma. Boy, you better stand up and up. Put your hand up and hut. Cause if we don't, then we lose. And then we gotta hear the fake news. Whoa.
You must know that so you can. Something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause so you can. Something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way.
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. I noticed after a while that when these guys overcome their anger, they have amazing ideas about starting a business, but because they've been told that if you don't get a loan from the bank, or if you don't have a 5-year plan, or if you don't do this, and it's just simply not true, it's the first step. With faith, then all things are possible. So, but the most important thing is to return to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father.